importantly, boom. When I bought the Z, it came with one key. They said this was the only key that they have for the car. And then the original owner messaged me after I posted a couple videos and he's like, yo, I found a couple extra keys. So he mailed me the original metal key for the car, which is super, super cool. He actually mailed me two and the package showed up and the package was like completely ripped on the one side. So I only got one. I guess the other one fell out, but now you boys got two keys. And now before we get into anything today, the taillights are back on. I'm gonna run them until I come up with a solution. Like I told you guys in the other video, I'm not sold on the JDM taillights. That's why I was gonna make something different. I wasn't gonna just go buy the JDM ones. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I wanna do. If you guys haven't seen the last video, I recommend you guys check it out. It was super, super funny. Taillights are in. We're just gonna rock them the way they are for now. We just can't obviously go driving in the rain too much because we got just a little hole going. Anyways, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are making some more progress with the Z, which I am super, super hyped about. Tons of good stuff from so many different places here, ready to go. I'm gonna take on the biggest stereo upgrade that I've ever done in a car. I've done subwoofers before. I did one in my truck when we moved home. I've done one in the BRZ. I've done a couple of them. And I've done head units and stuff before, but I've never done like the whole custom sub box, head units, amplifier, subwoofer, the whole thing all at once. So today's gonna be a little bit daunting, especially because your boy's colorblind. And everything that we have planned to do for the Z is literally like this, where there's like 12 different components for one video. So we have tons of really cool stuff that's been showing up, but like I'm trying to get some progress going on this car as quick as I can. We're still waiting on S10 parts and we're still waiting on one box to show up for this Civic. I don't know where the heck it is. But as pieces roll in one by one by one, we're really, really close to being able to start making some progress with this car, which I am super hyped about. And today we're starting with, honestly, what I'm gonna go ahead and say is one of the most important things in a car. When it comes to mods for a car, I'm always gonna say like coilovers, wheels and tires, and an exhaust are like the first mods you should really do. That's gonna help you get like the most personality and stuff out of your car. But someone like me, you guys obviously can tell, I love music. All my cars, I've always done stereo upgrades, speaker upgrades, whatever it needs to be. That's just me, that's just what I like. And you guys remember when we picked this thing up, me and Chris were sitting in here and it sounded terrible. Hollywood, Jackson. Really negative bass. Yeah. That's like the worst sounding speakers I've ever heard. I found out it was because I was trying to use the radio and my antenna doesn't go up. The power antenna is broken. Anyways, this thing does have the factory Bose speakers, so I was like a little bit disappointed, but once I got the Bluetooth hooked, once I got the aux hooked up, it actually sounds pretty good. And to give you guys an idea, this head unit is this old. This is for an old ass iPod in the glove box. That's the way it used to get done, boys. Something I noticed going back and forth with the sound though is it only got sound to this speaker and this speaker. The center one, absolutely nothing comes out of here. And the rear ones, absolutely nothing comes out of here. Which may be concerning to you guys right away, I know, but I did a little bit of poking around. I found some interesting stuff. So the rear speaker's under this little guy, and this was unplugged. I looked in here the first time just to make sure that these were Bose and they weren't missing or whatever was going on. And the plug was sitting unplugged over there, same with the other side. They weren't plugged in at all. Plugged them in and still nothing happens, but that tells me that someone was poking around. And the fact that the front one sounds so minty, I don't think those ones will be blown. I think, maybe they are blown. I don't know, there's gotta be a problem with it. So before we dig into all of today's goodies, some of which are custom, I'm gonna say we start by taking out this old boy. Holy fucking shit. Dude, what a mess this is. There was no plug to that speaker. It wasn't plugged in. It was just there. Goes with the two in the rear that I found unplugged. I don't know why they aren't plugged in. Now here is just an absolute mess. First of all the wiring harness is like taped up, bundled up back there, looped into itself. That's the plug right there that goes into that speaker, I'm pretty sure. And all of these were tapped in instead of, oh my God. I'm gonna say we start in the back and work our way forwards because every single wire in the back of the car needs to come up to the front. They all need to do something at this head unit. So that means we get to start with the coolest thing, I think. Dude, this thing looks so good. I'm so excited. I was asking them for the tan material and they said they didn't know if they had a lot because of COVID and there was kind of like a shortage in getting some. Obviously the tan will go way better in the back of the Z, so I'm super stoked that they found enough to wrap this thing in tan. I have never had anything custom fitted before for any of my cars. So this is super hype. This is from a company called Z Enclosures. They make one for both sides, so you can have a dual subs in the back, you can have one sub in the back. They make these for all sorts of kinds of different cars. Oh my god, let's give it a little test fit. Oh my god, I don't know why I thought that would be easy with one hand. Oh dude, that thing weighs 1,000,000 pounds. God, that is dialed in. Fitment right there, fitment over there. That fits so nice, so nice. Dude, everything today is just so beautiful. So to make sure we get the most out of that Z enclosure, we got ourselves a Kenwood Exelon. This thing is a X502-1. I don't know what that means. This is a really good unit. I'm pretty sure I have the exact same thing in my truck. And we got ourselves a 10-inch JL Audio specs that I don't really know how to say, but I can show you on the box. 10 watt something. This is the same speaker I have in my BRZ. My BRZ speaker is just like 5 years old, and this one's the brand new version. I know both of these work very well. They pair nicely together. And once you see what we're pairing them with up front, so I guess before I go ahead and make a fool of myself, I should at least give this thing, ooh, oh my god. Bingo. These boards that keep the trunk kind of supported actually sit on top of this tire right here. So if I were to get rid of it, I would have to build something completely to keep my floor up, which would turn into like a full custom trunk build, which is not something we're trying to do right now. And then in here, there used to be like a headlight aiming kit, which is not something I'm gonna need in the car every day. So I just kind of pulled that out, put this in this little styrofoam box, which is cool. It'll keep it down and kind of like away, nothing will be able to hit at it. And it gives it a ton of its own like air and space and stuff to just sit here and breathe. So I got a power line hooked up, which is running to the front. I got the RC cables hooked up, which are running to the front. Then I got myself a massive grounded to whatever this thing is right here. And these signal wires, which will come up through the carpet and connect into the back of the sub box. So the only thing that I still have to do is just run a signal wire, which I'm gonna have to find when we go up there. So moving our way up front, boys, we have some more goodies. Look how thin this thing is. Oh my god. So this right here is the Atoto A7. Boys, this thing is so clean and so nice and actually reasonably priced. You can scoop these things on Amazon. The Toto is one of the brands that I actually used on the JDM WRX that we had. This one has CarPlay and Android Auto, which I feel like is just kind of what you're after these days. There's really not a whole lot to it. You could little memory card slot, aux port, USB port over here, but there's also a USB port running off the back, so you don't have to use that, have your phone cord there. You can just kind of like run it, whatever, like that one was, through the glove box or something a little more hidden. And the final piece to accent this beautiful new head unit came all the way from Z-Spec Design. This is a left-hand drive bezel. I bought it with the little 300ZX plate in there. You can get them that illuminate, but like, I feel like I'm not an illuminate kind of guy. Clock's dead, and the head unit's gonna say the time, so I feel like we didn't need the time there. So I purchased this little 300ZX piece, and they put it in before they shipped it to me, which is fire. So we are gonna have, ooh, baby, we're gonna have the cleanest setup. Gonna be, I guess, just a good guessing game. There's so many holes, there's so many options. I just don't know. Dude, no way, man. We got that dialed in. I can pop this thing back off. None of this is actually in yet. So what we gotta do now is this is gonna plug in right here. Thankfully, my colorblind ass can read all these because they're all labeled. Plug that into these guys, which is the adapter piece, and I think, yes, they are also labeled. Okay, that's plugged in. All this wiring is done up. I put my mic right here, which is actually, in my opinion, a really clean spot. You don't really notice it at all. When you're looking at the dash controls, you see the dash controls, whatever, and it's directly in front of my mouth. So should capture. There's also a mic here on the head unit. And I don't have any amp stuff or anything hooked up, but I feel like it's most important to check this head unit out, because if we don't get the head unit right, nothing matters. This is the one where we pray nothing sets fire. 4 ways are on. That's acceptable. Let's go ahead and give this some juice. Good sign. There's an extremely annoying sound coming from back here. Oh my God, can you guys hear that? That's probably why the speaker was unplugged. What's that about? You know what? It's acceptable that you were unplugged, okay? Absolute worst case, I just need 2 speakers. But, back to the goodies. Oh, dude, the screen on this thing is so sharp. Can you guys even grasp this on camera? Dude, this is so nice to look at. It actually hurts my soul. And I'm hoping I can plug this into this USB slot, which is the one that comes out the back. Because then I can make something really clean out of it instead of having the USB come straight out of there on the front. So we go ahead and plug this guy in. Dude! This is so fucking, wow, there's literally not even words. My 2020 Silverado, Courtney's 2020 Crosstrek. Those aren't flexes, I'm just telling you years because I want you to know they're literally brand new. It is not even this nice, dude. This is so crisp. Get a nice little copyright-free song for you guys. Oh, we have to turn the beeping off. That's annoying. We nailed it, dude. Now we just gotta tidy this stuff up, and I gotta come around, get power to this boy, and then just tidy this stuff up, plug it all in. And we're like almost ready to go. Did it. So normally there's just the 2 slots for this. This one says sub, and then there's just 1. So I don't entirely know what that means. I'm thinking that what it might be is like a rear left and a rear right situation where you kind of plug it into the 2 rear outputs and it turns it into a sub signal. Not entirely sure. What do you think, Franks? Frankie just hopped up in here and she's just like, I'm sleepy. So I was in here looking for a spot to tap to the firewall. Stopped filming because I couldn't find anything at all. And then I seen this little trap door that kind of goes like down into the fender. So I ripped all these fender liner screws out, just kind of like pulled it back a little bit. Like first of all, just check out, like the entire car's wiring harness is inside this fender well. It goes all the way up to the front headlight. I'm sure most of the wiring you don't even see in here. I never even really noticed how tucked it was, but they actually did a really good job. It just runs up on top of the fender liner OEM, which is kind of cool. Anyways, I found a spot right there with like a grommet and I can shove my screwdriver in it. So I did, because it's literally, like the inside of this car is impossible to find the firewall. Everything is set like away from the firewall on some sort of like little grid system. If you guys don't have a Z, you don't understand, and there's no need to explain it to you, just know that you're lucky. Moral of the story is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but my screwdriver's up there. It came through, which is so weird, but also so cool that I can just shove it right up into the fender and then up and through that hole, and it just tucks itself. I don't even have to put any work into tucking it. It literally just follows OEM wires and is tucked. Okay, another nervous moment. Ooh. Nice. Mainly we need to know if those are the right connections before we go ahead and start putting stuff back together. A Toto is on. Haha! Amp is on, which means the signal wire is good. Find ourselves one that we know has some good bass. Ooh, this one's good. Oh, baby. It's moving, boys. Yo, I know I don't even have to tell you guys, but this looks amazing. Yeah, I'm so happy with this. First off, the Z enclosure absolutely just kills the entire thing. Like this is, that's so hot. I got the sub screwed into here. Everything's kind of connected down underneath. You don't see anything, dude. And this, extends all the way onto the plastic. You guys can see right there. So it doesn't actually put any weight on whatever's underneath it, which is good for the amp. Dude, it just looks unreal. I'm so excited to do future audio upgrades and like have custom sub boxes, because that is a game changer. And dude, up front, it is still killer. I think I just like how simple it is, man. It's just so clean. So the 300ZX, I don't know why, but that's just something that I think just kind of sets this whole thing apart. And after so long, I got this thing to sit basically exactly where I want it. So the only thing I've done so far in here is, oh, night mode. Oh, you guys can probably see so much better in night mode. The only thing I've done in here so far is turn off the beeping, because I did not want it beeping at me every single time I did something. I ran everything into here also. I don't entirely know what I want to do with it. I'm thinking we're gonna take this whole piece apart, obviously, when we do the manual swap. So I'm thinking maybe while this whole trim piece is out, I'll run the cord under here and out the glove box or something. I didn't want to take it all apart because this is clips and they're so old, dude. I don't want to take them apart more than I have to. Like, come on, man. CarPlay in a 90s Z. This is all I've wanted. This is literally, this is all anybody could ask for. Okay, we got rid of the beeping. All we gotta do now is tweak like the audio settings. That's max, bro. We gotta turn that down. I think I also have it cranked right now on the actual amp is just cranked right up. Anyways, if you actually get out of the CarPlay, you go back to this thing, you can go into like this apps here. You got Bluetooth, all kinds of cool stuff. You can put like a micro SD card, probably watch some movies in here. You can change like wallpaper, panel key lighting. Oh, that's this stuff. Oh, swag. Maybe blue. Ooh, maybe this. Maybe white is the crispiest, nicest thing I'm gonna get. Boot logo settings. Oh, dude, that's so cool that it comes pre-factory with cars. That's actually so fire. That is so funny. So now when this thing boots up, it boots up as a Nissan. Wow, I'm just so fired up. I just feel like this is so hype. If it was not pouring rain right now and it was not about to get really dark out really quick here, because this took me all day because I'm colorblind and I can't wire, I would take the Z for a nice cruise. But instead, I'm gonna pack up, I'm gonna head to my cottage for the weekend, and I'm gonna hang out. So I hope you guys are hyped about this. Cool surprise is coming. We're getting in the flow of things again. I feel like we were out of the flow for a while. I'm fired up. I hope you guys are stoked. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out and stay committed.